So, my name's Keith Caldwell. Got a story about these two deer I found locked together up in the southern part of Ohio. Real nice deer. This right here, best I remember, he grossed a little over 220, netted 206, and they were locked together. This one, I believe, was 187 and netted 171, I believe.
Try to save my soul down deep where the river flows. Lord, help me bear that load. Break my back for dark black gold. With every scar etched in my hands, that's the price of the promised land.
Yeah, like I said, they were both already dead. Haven't been dead but a day or two, I don't think. I was actually in there doing some scouting for, going to go back a couple of weeks later and take a vacation and really get serious. I was just mostly scouting when I found these. A lot of big sign in there, big rubs, and which this one probably couldn't have rubbed a real big tree. His horns come close together. But I know there was some big sign in there, and this was on public ground. There were always big deer in that area. Had pictures of some good ones. I didn't have any pictures of these, but the local guys told me that these two deer run together. They were summer months, and it's a shame they died the way they did, but that's nature. And I was one of the lucky guy to find them, I guess, like winning the lottery. But anyway, I contacted the game warden, and he come in and looked at it and checked everything out and wrote me a tag for them. Definitely nice deer. I'm sure they got some genes right in there. It was 2016 when I found them. Like I said, they were locked together. The way they was locked, they couldn't get back apart. It's just like working a puzzle, getting their wrecks entangled the way they were. I'd like to know what these would rank as far as locked together horns, you know. I don't think I keep any books. I've asked several people, but I'm sure they would rank pretty high as far as locked together horns found dead, you know. Over 400 inches antler right there. Ohio definitely produces some world-class deer, that's for sure.
All right, so how long have you been bow hunting for?
Oh, I don't know, probably 50 years, probably.
Have you ever once seen anything close to that before?
Oh yeah, I've seen some big deer. This one, like I said, this is official scored 220. I had one in another state. They found him dead. I had him to 70 yards, wanted to shoot at him, and they found him dead in their shed hunting. He actually scored 240 something. And I've seen several over not several, probably 4 or 5 over 200 inches. What I thought was 200 inches. But, yeah, they're out there. Just be in the right place, right time. Like I said, I was pretty well just on a scouting trip, weekend scouting trip. I'm gonna take my vacation a couple of weeks later to really lay in there and get serious. And I was actually in the backwaters of a lake. It's more like a river where these was locked together. And I guess they got fighting and got into the river. And this biggest one, I believe his neck is broke because blood had hemorrhaged back in his neck. And I think his neck may have got broken. But like I said, the local guys that had seen these deer knowed about them. talk like they run together through the summer months. And shame they died the way they did.
So tell us some history over your bow hunting career. You know, what's the biggest buck you've ever harvested with a bow?
Don't remember. What do you think of local deer? Probably the 180s, probably the biggest one. I've had some big ones close to me and just didn't get the shot or wouldn't take it or whatever, you know. But I saw some big ones in my hunting career.
Over all of the years that you've been bow hunting, what's a piece of advice that you would tell some of us younger bow hunters that's, you know, not been hunting near as long as you, if they're in the hunt for big ones in the 200s or maybe their first booner?
Probably the main thing would be hunt where we're at. That would be the main thing. Big one could pop up anywhere, but if you got the time and the money and hunt the states that produce big deer, that'd be the best piece of advice I would give anybody. Next thing would be to spend as much time as you can, because a lot of times these big ones, some of the bigger ones that I've saw, they just popped out nowhere. Didn't even know we was in the area. But just spend a lot of time and mostly just enjoy what you're doing. That's the main thing. Have fun at it. If it gets to where it's no fun, it's time to quit.
So before we close everything out, what was your initial thought when you walked up on these two deer dead? I mean, I know that you've seen deer over 200 inches before, but to see something like that, what was the first thoughts that ran through your head? I mean, did it feel like you had killed them yourself when you seen them, or was there like a saddening in your heart because you had to see two giants like this die the way they did?
Well, it was pretty much unbelievable. Really, I hadn't saw those deer, but I know there's potential big deer in the area. And like I said, I was on a scouting trip, a weekend scouting trip, planning on coming back and hunting the area. And when you find two like this dead, that pretty well, like I didn't even know they was there, but that kind of was a dampener, you know, to know if they wouldn't be in there. And I still went back and hunted and didn't see anything, mount anything. But just a shame that they went the way we went. When I saw them in the river, actually, I mean the lake is more like a river. When I actually first saw them a long way off with binoculars, and I kept getting closer and didn't even know it was two deer. I could just see something white in the river or the lake, and closer I got, first thing hit my mind, I thought the EHD had hit, and that's what had happened. And when I got close enough I could see two bodies, I pretty well knew what had happened, but I still couldn't believe it until I got up where I could see how big they actually were. And it's a really remote area, a long way away from the road. I guess that's the reason nobody else hadn't found them. As bad as it is, I was like playing the lottery of finding something like this. It's two deer this big. And like I said, I'd like to know, you know, what these would rank as far as deer locked together. I'm sure it'd be pretty high.
Where all did you take these deer to? The horns and everything? Like, did you take them to deer shows or gun shows, just anything? Did you haul them around with you?
No, I actually, the day I found them, I had to come back home, and probably a 4.5 hour drive from where I found them. I had to come back for a work situation. And after game warden come in and give me a tag for them, basically headed straight on home. And I took them back to the Deer Turkey Expo in Columbus, I believe, and had them official scored. Like I said, that netted 206, less than 180 or 171, I believe. And the gross was 220 something and 180 something. So it was over 400 inches antler.
Out of all the time hunting, have you ever heard of two monsters of this size running together, or Is it kind of abnormal for them to be running together where they're two dominant bucks?
I wouldn't think so, not through summer months. When most of you big bucks is running together. My opinion, and it's just a wild guess, I think that what happened, and this is just a guess, I think they got to sparring around, showing their dominance, even though they did run together, sparring around and got locked up, and once they got locked up, they started more or less fighting and jerking around and got into the lake, and one of them may already been dead, I don't know. That's just my opinion. It was October the 30th, I believe, when I found them, and that's usually the time they start separating and showing their dominance.
What year was that?
2016, I think.
Have you ever had anybody reach out to you over these bucks to do any kind of interviews or anything like that?
No, I've had actually a lot of people want me to bring them back up there, and I just didn't get the time, haven't had time to take them back. Some of the local guys wanted to see them, and actually had some guys come in this area and work a while back, and they come down and looked at them. They'd heard about them. News got out, a lot of people knowed about them. But like I said, 4.5, 5 hours away from where I actually found them. I've had some guys tell me it's worth a lot of money, and some guys was actually told me they know people would probably buy them if I wanted to sell them, but I never did try to sell them or anything. I just feel like I'm fortunate to find something like that. I would have loved to harvest them legally, you know, but it didn't happen. But anytime you're in a state that produces big deer, no matter where you're at, you're subject to see something like this.
I don't think two sets of antlers like that has really even got a true price tag on them, do they?
I would have no idea.
I mean, just the once in a lifetime type of deal, the situation that you found them, I don't think there could ever be a price tag on the, considering the way you found them and just how big that they are.
Yeah, and the story goes behind them, you know, and they're actually scouting. I was in there, you know, I know his luck would have it to find them, but still I was in there hunting and scouting when I did find them. It wasn't like I just stepped on them, you know, out of the blue. But I've got a lot of pictures of them in the lake before we retrieved them, and it's just amazing. Both of them had big bodies, and it says October 30th, and I don't think they've been dead, but maybe a day or two at the most.
If you had to guess the age on these bucks, what age would you put them in, just off of a wild guess?
I'd say 5, 6 year old, just guessing.
How long have you been hunting Ohio for?
I'm not really sure. Off and on work situations, I couldn't hunt every year, but I also hunt Illinois and some other states when I can. But I've hunted Ohio probably last 20 years off and on.
So, what did you used to do as a job back here at home before you retired?
I was a coal miner.
How hard was it to be able to go hunt after big deer in these other states and work around here as a coal miner?
It was really tough. I mean, I was fortunate enough to maybe get a vacation a year. Some years I wouldn't even get one according to what job I was on. And when you go to a place like that and you just got a week, you know, if you're lucky enough to get that, I've seen some big deer, and like on the last day or two of my vacation, and I just felt like if I'd had another week, might have had something happen. But you got to come back for work situation. It comes first. But now I'm retired, so I get on bigger now. The Lord blessed me enough to stay able to keep hunting. I can spend some time on them. Yeah, that's the end of my story. Like I said, my name's Keith Caldwell from Southern Kentucky, and I was fortunate enough to find these deer locked together over 400 inches in Southern Ohio. And everybody tells me probably could have won the lottery easier than I could found 2 deer like this. I was definitely blessed to find them. It's a bad situation that it happened the way it did, but like I said, that's nature. And definitely a deer of a lifetime to even see anything like this, let alone find it. It's unreal to mass they got. Seen both of them coming. It'd been hard to figure which one to shoot if it'd been both together coming towards you. I'm sure some local guys was definitely disappointed to find out that they had both died at the same time. Heard some stories. Actually, some local guys have been hunting after them too. But that's nature.
The sun don't reach weary eyes, no, the light don't pierce down in the mine. 40 years, like 40 lives, only whistles blowing to mark the time. Oh,